Hello, folks. My name is Leon Rockymore, and I am the owner of Roxamore Sports Network, where we are going to run through some things for you guys here to kind of show you how we plan on bringing the education classroom back to normal for you all. So there's a few things that I want to show you. The goal of this presentation is to show you how we can actually do that. And what we're going to do is we're going to show you some of the current issues that school districts are having right now with learning. How do I know I did my homework? So there are some school districts that are actually lecturing kids to death, which means they're doing it through Microsoft Teams or Zoom or what have you, where the teacher is just constantly talking at the kids, but unable to actually get the literature to the kids in the way that they actually really need it. And there's the other side of it. I've seen some other districts where they're trying to encourage so much independent learning studies that the kids are just getting emails with tons of work to do in an email that says, read this, read this, do that, read this. Only problem there is that not students are all independent. Not all of them actually have the ability to be independent. That usually comes in the college phase when you are at a stage in your life or you have been in the education environment so long to the point where as though you can now begin to do these things on your own. However, with grade school kids, that doesn't work. That's why they need the teacher in order to support and translate the material to the students so that they can grow education-wise. So what we want to do here is show you how we plan on bringing the environment back to a normal setting. So when we are teachers, we teach in the classroom in front of a whiteboard or a chalkboard of some kind. So what I'm showing to you here is that here we have some notes tonight that we made for a project that we're working on. And as you can see, you can go ahead and begin to teach, all these things that you want to show students and what have you, naturally, and we'll have a camera on you to actually show that. So in this environment, it requires two individuals. One would be the teacher teaching at the board. The second will be a second teacher who will be in the room, of course, practicing social distancing, meaning that the teacher will be on the other side of the room on a laptop, ready to answer questions and to also deliver a digital instruction. So for things that need to be written up on the board, and something that need to be expounded upon that may be found in textbooks or materials, now we can now use PowerPoint. So PowerPoint comes into play, and you'll see that here in just a moment. So with PowerPoint, what we're trying to do is get the education experience back to normal, meaning let's take the learning environment that's in people's homes and make them feel like they're still in the classroom. Not giving a bunch of information to them and tell them to go ahead and finish it independently. I'm talking about actually having a regular day from 7:15 in the morning to 2:45 p.m. in the afternoon for high school students, and the appropriate time for all the other grade levels. So when talking about getting back to normal, we can actually have the second teacher showing the digital versions of the lesson as well at the same time that the teacher is teaching, which we can go back and forth showing you on the classroom, on the board, back to PowerPoint. As you can see here, we can do it with math. We can understand the Pythagorean theorem, a squared plus b squared equals c squared. You can look at different and complex algebra questions such as 12 plus 567 minus 12 times 3x plus 4y equals everything else. As you can see, we can work together and get this done for kids to actually have a normal experience in the classroom. We can do this with math. We can do this with reading, whereas though you can you can use digital versions of a book, or you can actually still give students books at the school, and you can tell them, hey, class, we're going to read chapters 1 through 3 in the live lesson and talk about the talking points of that book on a board. And still go back to the digital version of the lesson where you can actually say, hey, kids, okay, here's the chapters that we're going to read, pages 12 to 47. And then afterwards, we now, just like when you're in class, when you're doing instruction, how do I know I used to be a teacher? You take a few moments to ask kids, okay, who has questions. You start challenging kids. They'll say, who knows the answer to this? Who knows the answer to that? And then when we get to that portion of it, the second teacher that's in the room then switches the feed to a live feed on Zoom where kids can actually ask questions in real time, and every other class member in the classroom will be able to see it. Let me show you what I mean. So now we're going to take you back to the PowerPoint presentation, and then we're going to show you what it means when we take a 5-minute break during the instruction of the curriculum for students to ask questions and for teachers to answer them. Let me show you what I mean. Back to the PowerPoint presentation. We can show you that in reading, and we can show you that in science. So let us show you what it looks like when teachers are now asking and answering questions to students. When a teacher wants to call upon a student, we can now bring that up in the classroom with our staff. I'll pretend to be the teacher. Let's just try that for a moment. And now you'll be able to see us, the students in your classroom, interacting in this way. Let me show you what I mean. Here we are. So if you are a teacher and a student has a question during that 5-minute segment, we now go to the portion of this meeting where we have the students asking questions to the teachers. They may raise their hand, they might have a question or whatever the case, and you call upon a student and say, hey, what is it that you didn't understand about that question or that concept or that learning education point? So therefore, now we have the ability to now answer questions and interact with students just like we were in the classroom. So once again, just want you to see it for yourself here on what that looks like when you are, teaching with our online platform that allows you to have a natural, normal day, which means you can have first period, second period, third period, fourth period, lunch, and so forth, all the way up to 7th and 8th period, like a normal day. And kids can sit in front of their computers, since Woodland Hills is a 1-to-1 school district, and be able to ask questions. And you can take roll call. You can check to see who's actually in class and all the above. And this kind of alleviates the pressure off of parents. So those who have to be at work, maybe I wouldn't recommend that they leave their kids by themselves now, but you get what I'm trying to say. Some parents struggle with trying to support their kids with education because some parents can be young. So here we are once again making a difference, and I want to make sure that you guys understand the difference that we can make together. And as teachers, we understand that we got into teaching to teach. So if we got into teaching to teach, we need you to do what you love, to do what you went to school for and got your degree in, and teach kids, because they are in need of your help now more than ever. We are here to support, we are here to serve, and be the bridge to help the experience of the classroom feel natural and normal for all kids. And while doing this, there's only 3 people in the room. 1 Roxamore staff member controlling the whole entire thing, and 2 teachers. One who's on the board teaching like they would in the classroom, and the other one who makes the digital version or digital points to help support and improve the lesson and the experience for students. We are here to help and do our part. I do thank you for watching this and giving me an opportunity to share this with you, because we are here. And remember, this will not be public. This will be private. So therefore, students will have to log into a school portal in order to get to these classrooms. The great point is, not only will this be live and in real time, but we will also record it, and the recording of the lesson will be available for 30 days after the lesson has presented itself. So students and parents need to go back and rewatch what happened in the classroom and try to figure certain things out that they may have been struggling with, or listen to the questions that were asked by the other students. They can do so with the ease of a click of a button, and we will make sure that it is there to be available for them. And now we are teaching. Now students are learning. The only thing that becomes difficult about doing this is lab experiments. It's very difficult to do a lab experiment online. We don't want nobody blowing up anyone's home or something catching on fire, trying to learn how to dissect a rat in someone's home and things like that. We don't want to do that. However, we can do everything else. We can learn biology, chemistry, science. We can learn math. We can do English. We can do literature. We can even teach second languages. We can do special education. The ceiling has no limit to what we can do this way except for lab experiments. So my name is Leon Roxamore. I thank you for joining us today. I do hope that this made a lot of sense, and I am standing by to answer questions for you. Thank you.